What's up, everybody? John Mason in the place. Time for another Money Tip Tuesday. I know a little different angle this morning. I'm here with my good buddy, Chris Witherspoon. Say what's up. There you go. We call him Spoon. And I wanted Chris to talk to you guys a little bit because he's got an amazing story that we wanted to share. This is the month of September. It is Life Insurance Awareness Month. And he's got a very important story that I think a lot of people should hear. So, Chris, without further ado, the floor is yours.
All right. How you guys doing out there? But just a quick little story about me. I got to Jacksonville about 3 years ago after doing 5 years in Afghanistan and Iraq. I was helping the vets over there with a government contract. But one thing that stood out about PHP to me is the way that they care for families and what they stand for. I've been through a lot in my life, and one of the biggest things that I've been through was my brother passing away. Everybody says that, it won't happen to me, or you're too young, or excuse me, it won't happen to me in this lifetime, or things of that nature. But my brother was 24 years old when he passed away from sleep apnea. And luckily, we were in a situation, or he put us in a situation where he did have life insurance through work. But there's a lot of families out there that aren't that fortunate. And when you don't have that money, it tears families apart, literally. But when you have life insurance, it doesn't replace a person, but it actually gives you time to grieve. So when you're worried about financial debt, or you're worried about not being able to pay a mortgage, you don't have time to actually grieve for that person. And that's one thing that PHP stands for, is helping those families to have that time to grieve. And of course, money doesn't replace a person ever. I mean, it's never going to make it easy, but it does make grieving easier. And I think that's something today that families don't really recognize, or don't put on the pedestal, is thinking about life insurance and how that can actually help and benefit the family from that kind of heartbreak or those kind of financial strains. So PHP was a company that I looked and admired as soon as I met them. As soon as I met John Mason here, completely changed my life. So I just want to fight for families out there that are struggling, and anybody that has any of those issues that can be avoided that I went through, then I'm about it. I'm all about it.
Okay. Heartfelt. That's a tough story to hear sometimes, especially I have a brother. A lot of you guys know my brother Dean out there. Well, some of us, we don't want to believe that it's real. We don't believe that it's true, but stuff happens, And the one thing that we don't want to have to worry about is the financial burden that we don't mean to pass on, but sometimes there. And GoFundMe is not life insurance. We can't rely on GoFundMe. We have to be responsible and take care of our families now. And one thing I wanted to share as far as the message, along with Chris's story, is if we have insurance, a couple things to think about. Number one, if we got an insurance policy a couple of years ago, get an update, get a look, get a free look. There's a lot of new plans today. Back in the 70s, there was 2 options. Now there's 6. Now there's plans that if you get sick, you can access your death benefit while you're alive. You don't have to die to get it. If you have a heart attack, stroke, cancer, a chronic illness, a chronic injury, you're not dying, you're just a little sick, you can access your benefit. Those are new plans that are out there today, and it's not the stuff that we have at work. The stuff at work covers basic stuff. It's good, but you may want to look at having some extra coverage to cover some of those little things. And rather than coming out of pocket, paying your own stuff first, use the insurance company's money. That's what it's there for. So with that being said, I just wanted to recommend and suggest, being that it's Life Insurance Awareness Month, be proactive, put something in place for the family, make sure that you protect the family financially in case that day comes before we know it. Chris, thanks again for sharing.
No problem.
And in the meantime, you can follow me on johnmasonmoney.com. You can also follow the YouTube channel, johnmasonmoney.com. And I'm also all over Snapchat. Guys, Snapchat's been a lot of fun. We're enjoying Snapchat.
Yeah,
so check us out on Snapchat too. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.